Hello everybody and welcome back to another CB Showtunes tutorial. Now today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be learning how to use the UI canvas system inside of Unity. So without further ado, let's get started. Now to begin with, you're going to need to create a canvas and an event system. And to get both of these, you simply have to right click inside the hierarchy, go to UI, and then find canvas. Once you have canvas selected, it will automatically create an event system for it. And this event system allows you to be able to interact with the canvas. Okay? So the canvas is like a stretched out parchment over the screen. And if you take a look at this canvas node, you're going to notice that we have like a screen space overlay, screen space camera, and world space. These are three different options you have with the canvas. And screen space overlay is pretty much it goes over the entire screen. Screen space camera goes over a specific part of the camera based on how far you want it away from the character. And of course, world space, and this would be anywhere inside the 3D scene. Okay, so we're going to be working with screen space overlay. Actually, let's go and do screen space camera, selector camera, main camera, great. Plane distance, you could set it to whatever distance you want it to be. For now, we're going to leave it as so. We're going to keep the canvas scaler at constant pixel size. And yeah, everything else is good. Okay, so make sure that you have your canvas selected. We're going to right click, create UI, and we're going to find panel. From here, we're just going to call this main menu holder. And this allows us to set up the menu. We could just change this color to whatever we want. We could raise the alpha all the way up, lower it all the way down. Let's go and raise it all the way up for now, and let's make it red. And if you notice, we have like these little lines sitting off on the side and the top. And to fix that, simply head over here and make sure that it is stretched out. So you can select this. This is your anchor. Hold down Alt and then select this little button here, which allows this to expand all the way across the screen. And you can experiment to add whatever other effects you want. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this at -50 and just go all the way around except on the Z axis because there is no Z on this. Perfect. So now you notice we have it all covered up and ready to go. That is amazing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the same main menu holder and we're going to add, say for instance, a text. And this is going to be called our title text. So title text. Perfect. So we need to align this title text to wherever we want it to be. So we're going to go into our scene view. And from there, make sure that you're in orthographic view facing forward. And then press F. Okay. So you're going to notice that it's going to be backwards if you're looking at it from that direction. So you actually might need to flip it around to back. Mainly because the canvas is looking at the camera now. Okay. So once you have your title text selected, we're going to roll down and you can see this text script. And you're simply going to give it the title of your game. For now, we're just going to call it title of game. And if you press enter, it's going to drop down and give you another text space. We're going to just press backspace and leave it as so. Right here underneath character, you can select the font type or font type. And for you to actually have a change inside the font, it needs to be inside of Unity. So you'll notice we have open sans and stuff like that. But these are just defaults. If you want to have something special, say for instance something that comes from Microsoft Word or whatnot, you will need to download it from the internet or something like that. Okay, so we have font styles. You can choose normal, bold, italic, and bold italic. For the title, I think we're going to go bold. Now you can also change the font size. Keep in mind it has to be 10 smaller than the height. So if we want the height to be 60, then we can put this at 50. Okay. If you notice that this thing dropped off on the rest of this, is because the width is not long enough. So let's change it up to about maybe 600. Okay, perfect. And now what we're going to do is we're going to set the alignment. So we're going to put center on the alignment. And you can set rich text if you want. That's just options. You can set line spacing and font size. That's what we just did. So yeah. We can align by geometry as well. That I really don't use, but if you want to use it, you can. Horizontal overflow, you can just overflow it or you can wrap it. So if you didn't want to extend this length right here, you could just simply put overflow, just like so. Vertical overflow, same thing. Best fit, it will just shrink it down a little bit. And of course, we could change the texture or color. And you could also just select like a material or whatnot and do it that way as well. I just don't really think that that would be useful right now. So yeah. Okay. And of course, you can set it to raycast target or not. We're going to deselect that because we don't want them selecting the title. And now we're just going to realign it. And you can adjust this over here as well. So now if we press play, you're going to notice it's right there. If you want this to not be centered out, which I do, but if you don't want it to be centered out, you can simply adjust it to stay attached to the top, say for instance. And so when we press play and change the scaling and all, it's going to stay where it is on the top and not move. In comparison, you could also test it out. Say, for instance, you want to have it stretch out in all directions just by simply selecting that. And if we press play now, it's going to just simply drag it as far as it needs to, which is super cool as well. But we're just going to keep it inside the center. Let's go and just put it at about 75 high. Perfect. Okay, so now since we got the title text done, we're going to right click and let's go ahead and add a button. So this button, we're going to have it centered as well. So we're going to leave it as default, and we're going to drop it down to about -25. Now with this button, we can customize it with the UI sprite image. And if you notice, we could just simply select this and it will change it to whatever sort of button we want it to be, which is super cool. Keep in mind, this is just the UI. So whenever we press play, and we put our mouse over this and all, it is going to light up, but if I'm selecting off of the button, say for instance right here, it's still going to select a button. Now I want it to be a normal input field button, so we're just going to keep it as so. And you can adjust the coloring as well. So let's make it like, I don't know. That looks a little strange. Let's do blue. Now, for this button, we're going to call this the Start button. And inside the text field, you just need to select the text. It's just like doing this text right here. Select that text, roll down, and then find the button. And we're just going to type in Start. And same thing as last time, we're just going to change the coloring. So let's go ahead and make this, I don't know, let's make it red. And let's change it to bold italic actually. And with the height, you don't actually have to adjust it on this one. Now you can't go higher than the button is, but I think 25 looks pretty good. So now if we press play, you're going to notice that we now have a button inside the center of the screen. And if you wanted to actually adjust with the bottom of the screen, which is actually what I wanted to do, so it's not going to be following this dead center, that way it will be something like that. Actually, I do want it following the dead center. I just want it to be lower, so we'll put it about -50, I think, yeah. So we're going to copy this, drop it down a little bit, -100, I think. And for this one, we're just going to call this the exit button. So let's go and do that. Exit, delete that 1. And then open this up, get the text, type in exit. Perfect. So now we have the UI set up for the title of our game, the start and exit button. Super cool. Now what we want to do is we're going to add like a background image. Now you can use the main menu holder as the background image, but we're just going to create a background image in and of itself. So we're going to select this image button, and for this to be behind these objects, you need to drag it up. So this goes like subsequently down. So anything on the bottom is going to be on top of anything on the top. Now with this one, we're going to scale it all the way around the screen. So we're going to hold down Alt and then select this button right here. So it covers up the background. We're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to put -50, just like the previous one. So -50, -50. And in that case, we could actually come over here to the main menu holder and then just reset this back down to 0 on all those, since this image text or image feature is going to be covering that up. So we're going to call this background. And this is good practice too, to make sure that you can, just work with whatever you're working with. Let's go and just choose one of these cool Call of Duty maps that I found. And we're just now going to press play. And as you could see, it added in everything that we needed. So the title of the game, the start, the exit. And yeah, so that's how you make a menu. Now we'll get into covering the scripts of the menu later on. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, check out some other videos. If you have any questions, remember, post inside the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer those questions. If you have any sort of tutorials that you want made, make sure that you leave those inside the comment section below as well. And I'll see you guys next time.